let's go on to a third point. Did you all bring your coins? Is there anyone who doesn't have a coin? All right. Now, remember that we suggested that it be, in your terms, a real coin. It is all well and good for you to be creative and make up coins or draw pictures of them, but we are now, in this exercise, talking about the idea of real money, in your terms. Would you rather have real money, or would you rather have an abundance of paper coins? All right. Get out your coins as you have chosen them. It doesn't matter whether they are pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, 50-cent pieces, dollar coins of any kind. It doesn't matter. Make sure it's a coin you believe is a real spendable coin. More than likely, I will leave this up to you, but more than likely you may want it to be a denomination from your own culture, so that you really feel you understand what you consider the value of that coin to be, rather than working from something that comes from another country on your planet. So, have you all got your coins? All right. Now, we're going to play a little game of exchange in the following way. I want one volunteer that has a penny. Who's got a penny? All right, stand up. I want one volunteer that has $1. All right, stand up. All right, now, I'm going to ask a question. Both of you, in whatever order, do you have a favorite candy? Do you have a favorite candy?
Chocolate?
All right, chocolate.
Chocolate.
You have a favorite candy? Both say chocolate. All right. All right. Now, person who has the penny, person who has the $1, all right. Exchange. Have you exchanged? Have you exchanged?
Yes, we have.
All right, now you have the penny?
Yes.
And you have the $1? All right, thank you. All right, now, who got the best of that deal? Well, it might depend on a lot of things, but in general, your society would think what?
I scored.
You scored, all right. And you?
I lost.
All right, you lost. Now, you, with the $1, you have now come upon a vending machine containing your favorite candy.
Oh, boy.
The vending machine is one of those nice, charming little glass bubble jobs. It only takes pennies.
Oh, no.
Now how valuable is that penny to you? How valuable all of a sudden is that penny?
Can we trade?
Go ahead.
I don't know. It might be worth about $1.
Trade them back. Do you get the point?
I got it.
Relative value is not just the idea of what monetary value you have given to the coin, but what its value is to you at any given moment in any given situation. You can be walking down the street and you see that wonderful, delicious chocolate in that machine, and your pocket is full of dollars. And you need a penny. Now how rich are you? Not very. Not as rich as the person with the penny who can waltz right up to the machine and plunk it in and get that delicious chocolate. Because the person with the penny now has the ability to do what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it. And you don't. You have to go find someone to change the $1. You go through a process, all well and good, but the point is already made, is it not? All right. I want you to look at the coin you have brought. You may sit down and relax if you are not already doing so. I want you to look at the coin you have brought. I want you to understand, as you look at it, that you are really, truly, truly developing a relationship with this coin. You're going to marry this coin. Yes, marry this coin. Every single one of you. So I would suggest that if it's not the coin you want to marry, you better get another coin out right now. However, remember what we just did. Remember what we just did in the lesson that was learned. Don't think, oh, I've got a penny, I better trade it for $1 quick. If you chose the penny, maybe there was a good reason for that, and maybe your imagination is saying it will work for you, and it actually is the perfect marriage for what you need in terms of discovering your relationship to money. It has nothing at all to do with the idea that that means you're only going to be getting pennies for the rest of your life. You can get dollars, you can get millions of them. But understand that this is about the relationship to money. And if you find that it feels better emotionally in your heart to marry the coin in your hand and not judge it by its so-called value, which we have just proven worthless in certain circumstances, then maybe you will let go for the moment of the idea of the arbitrary value and begin the true relationship to find the real value of money to you. The real value from your heart, not your head. Now, we're going to digress just a little bit, but not really. There is something very important you all need to understand. A few of you may have heard of this. Probably most of you have not. All of you know this empirically, but most of you think of it only as a metaphor. Most of you know that your heart knows things. That your heart is smart. Not just your head. Your heart is smart. It has now begun to be discovered on your planet through, of course, let's validate it, scientific research, verifiable, scientific, repeatable, experimental research, that the intelligence of the heart, cell for cell, is greater than the intelligence of the brain. Literal intelligence, literal awareness of its own. It has now been shown, and many of you have heard these anecdotal stories that are now being scientifically verified, that when a heart patient receives a transplant, that many times they begin to actually take on the characteristics of the person that donated the heart. This has now been proven true. That the intelligence is actually in the cellular memory of the heart. And that it actually will make a difference and change the person that receives it. In one case, just to drive the point home so that you understand that this is not arbitrary, a person was murdered. The heart was taken out of that person and given to another young girl. The heart was able to tell the girl who the murderer was, and he was caught. Based on the recipient's memory of the murder from the heart. This is real, solid, interactive energy and intelligence. The point is that this relationship to money must come along with the heart's understanding as well as the head's. It must be holistic as a marriage is holistic. It must not be simply intellectualized. Again, please understand, We are not talking about becoming egocentric, money-grubbing, money-crazed misers, materialistic fiends who give no thought or care for other people's welfare. But what we are really talking about here that will make all the difference is that you really must learn how to develop and have a love affair with money. A true marriage with money. And if that's going to happen, you have to understand how to listen to your heart as well as your head. Because what they have discovered in addition is that the nature of your brain is that it wants to create, for purposes of clarity and processing, divisions, compartments, so it can understand how things relate. But what the heart wants to do is simply relate and be in love with everything and everyone. So, what we're going to do now is to learn to be in love with this coin, to marry this coin, and you're going to understand that by marrying this coin, you're going to marry all money, because it's all one thing. This is a representative of one thing, a whole concept, an entire event, a whole intelligence. Money, exchange, trade, value given, value received. It's one thing. This coin is your partner. Let's begin the ceremony. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the sight of these witnesses and surrounded by our loved ones, so that you and the coin may be joined together in holy wedlock and understand this is sacred. This is sacred. This is sacred. Are there any objections to this? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Do you take this coin to be your lifelong partner, your lifelong friend, your lifelong lover, to reflect to you in sickness and in health, for richer and for richer, to reflect to you that you are worthy of infinite and unconditional abundance and love, to reflect to you that you are not separate from life, to reflect to you that creation holds nothing back from you, to reflect to you that this relationship to this coin is the relationship truly of your worth, of your expression of creativity, of your expression of willingness to be who you are. Do you take this coin to be your unconditionally loving and loved partner forever and ever? Do you, little coin, take this human being to be the reflection of all that you represent in terms of your ability, in terms of your potential, in terms of your expression of creativity and abundance? Are you willing to allow this being that is your lifelong, unconditionally loving and loved partner to be the conduit and the channel to represent the ideal of what you are, to represent the ideal of ultimate ability and worth? Do you, little coin? All right. I now pronounce you minted. Now pay attention. You may kiss the coin if you wish. Now, listen, 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 listen. Usually before the honeymoon, and take this to heart in all forms of the meaning of the word, there is the reception. This, in its own way now, and I do not mean to be sacrilegious to anyone, this is, in this moment, a sacrament. It is sacred. 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 Take it in. Receive it. It is your reception. But receive it in your heart. See, feel, imagine the coin moving into your heart, through the skin of your chest, through the muscles of your chest. Actually feel it as you hold it up against you. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it going into your heart. Feel it floating in the blood in your heart. With every beat, feel it. And with every beat, understand that beat is automatic, it's autonomic. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything to force it. It is abundance, 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 abundance. No matter how fast, no matter how slow, it is abundance, abundance. I love you, abundance. Now, as you physically take the coin away, understand that that coin, its essence and its connection to all money, is firmly, thoroughly, permanently imprinted into your heart's cellular intelligence. You have just shown your heart what you mean by money, how you feel about loving yourself enough to be abundant. You have just talked to your heart and allowed your heart to understand how to cooperate and participate in conjunction with your brain, your spirit, your body, mind, soul, the cellular memory of all your organs, that you are literally reeking of abundance. You breathe it in, you breathe it, you sweat it, you live it, you drink it, you eat it. Every single thing is a representation of abundance. You are immersed in a sea of it. You are drowning in it, but in a good way, because you can breathe it. You can breathe that rich golden liquid. You are married. You are married. You are married really, truly married to this coin. Till death do you part. And so it is.